Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Bogey King. We're glad you're here. Today I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison video for you. I wanted to compare the Garmin Approach S62 to the Garmin Approach S70. The S70 just came out, I believe it was last week before. I managed to grab one, bought it through Dix.com. I bought it myself, so this is my opinion. I can be 100% honest with you about what I think. And so I have used the Garmin S62 for the past 2 years, and I absolutely love this as a golf watch, a golf aid, a golf training aid. I've done several videos on it, and I really do believe it is a great benefit to your golf game. Now, it is expensive at $499.99, but the S70 comes out at $699.99, so $700, so $200 more. Is it worth the extra price? I'm going to leave that up to you, but what I wanted to do today was just give you a side-by-side comparison so you can see them both. You can listen to and understand the differences between the two, and then I'm going to continue to utilize the watch in my everyday life, play golf with it, use it as a smartwatch, and then I'm going to do a full review. So you want to be subscribed, you want to click that bell to get notified when that video goes live, and who knows, there could be other videos on it. I do want to show you guys how you can use the Garmin Quick Connect bands with it and you know, customize a little bit more, so maybe I'll do a video on that. So without making you wait any longer, let's talk about these two golf smartwatches. Now, the S62 again came out a few years ago, and then the S70 is now the successor to that. Both devices have Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The bezel material is ceramic. They do use the Quick Fit watch band. It's a 22mm band. The strap material is both silicone. They're both very similar. The physical size of both of them is actually, it's a little bit thinner than the S62. So this is the S62. This is the S70. So the S62 is 47mm by 47 by 14.8. That is the thickness, and then the S70 is 47 by 47 by 13.4, so just a little bit thinner. Both touchscreen, both color displays. The S62 has a 1.3-inch, 32.02mm diameter lens, and the S70 has a 1.4, so just a slightly bigger screen. And then what I will say is that the display resolution is nearly double. So the S62 is 260 pixels. The S70 is 454 by 454. So it is definitely a more pixel dense, pixel rich display. The S62 is a sunlight visible trans-reflective memory in pixel display, and the S70 is an AMOLED, and it's got an optional always on. Weight-wise, the S70 is just a slight amount lighter, so the S62 is 2.2 ounces and the S70 is 2 ounces. They both have the similar water rating at 5 ATM. Battery life is what's interesting. So on smartwatch mode, the S62 promises up to 14 days of battery life, and in GPS mode, which would be when you're using it to play golf, 20 hours. For the S70, they promise 2 additional smartwatch days, so 16 days in smartwatch mode, and then up to 20 hours in the GPS mode. Using the default, it's really specific here, it says using the default display settings, gesture, wake up, and smartwatch mode, and always on while golfing. So you can actually customize the modes to have the watch face always on in different settings, so you can have it always on when you're not using it, you can have it go off when you're not really using it, or in smartwatch mode, and then when you're playing golf you can have it always on. They both use the Garmin proprietary plug charger, that is the 4-pin on the back. The other interesting thing is that the Garmin S62 has a memory of 1 GB. The S70 has a 32 GB memory, so they both store the same amount of golf courses based on what I understand, but the S70 obviously has way more memory to store and carry, you know, data for you about your golf game. Now, the one thing I wanted to show you kind of side by side again is the, you know, from looking at them, you really don't see too much of a difference besides how the band is connected. Again, you can pull the pins out and you can change them for the Quick Connect bands. I'll do that in another video. They both have the action button, the menu button, and the back button. And on the back, you can see they both have the heart rate sensors, oxygen sensors, etc. And this is the Garmin, you know, 4-pin plug. I would have liked to have seen USB-C, but you know, at the end of the day, it works. You don't have to charge them long, and the battery lasts a really long time. Just for instance, I've been using the S70 now for 3 days, and this is for golf, for working out, and for regular smartwatch mode with the screen always on, and I'm now at 80%, I believe. So, you know, I think that's pretty stinking good. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna turn them both on so you can see and get an idea how long they take to start up. So this is the S62 and this is the S70. You can immediately see the difference in the screen. I'm not gonna lie, the screen on the S70 is much more impressive than the screen on the S62. Again, I'm gonna leave it up to you to make a decision as to which one you would prefer, but when you look at both of these side by side, the screen on the S70 is an impressive display. It is really nice looking in bright light, in no light. The S62 has a backlight, but it's only on when you press the back button. So if you're using it in dark settings, you need to do so. You can see the S70, sorry, goes into like a power save mode. So it's still operating, and if you just tap it, it comes back on. Now I do want to show you some differences between the two different devices. So you have both play golf, you can select the buttons down below, and then you have your swing tempo training, your different types of exercise. On both of these watches, this is customizable, so you can go in and you can customize the exercises and the different types of activities to the things that you do. And then if we go into the golf menu, we're going to do this for both so you can see the differences. So if I hit play golf, we're going to skip because we're indoors, so the satellite is not going to pick up. We're going to pick St. Anne's. We're not going to keep score because we're just doing this for purposes of display. So you can see the difference right away. Now, again, if you're out on the course, both of these give you a great visual of the hole where you are playing. They give you the back, middle, and front of the greens. On the S62, it does have the virtual caddy, so it'll tell you down here what club it recommends. It's not working right now because we're not connected to the GPS. The difference between the two is that if you're on the S70, you can actually scroll down and you get the plays like. So if you're outside and this had GPS connectivity and information, you can tell the slope, you can tell the wind direction, and you can get the essentially barometric pressure, and it gives you the actual plays like. Now this has an additional barometer sensor right in here, so it can actually tell you or determine the air pressure, and it actually gives you more precise readings. So at the end of the day, are you somebody where that difference in precise accuracy is going to make a difference? I don't know, only you can answer that. But if you're somebody who really likes to have the specific statistics, then I think it's something that you would want to consider. We're going to, you get the same, in terms of the golf menu, you can see it's pretty much the same thing. You have the green view, you can change your hole, you can change your score, pinpointer, which is the GPS indicator for where the hole is. If you're not familiar with the course, you can give your round info so far. Last shot or measure shot is essentially the same thing. If the watch somehow fails to read the shot, you can click that and you can go ahead and save the shot, and you can start to track it, and then you have additional settings, and then you can end the round, and it'll save your information to your Garmin account. So there's a number of other comparisons that we can do, but I think at the end of the day, I'm not going to give a recommendation just yet. You're going to have to subscribe and stay tuned for more, but I did want to show you the difference between the two, do a side-by-side comparison, just so you get an idea of what these watches look like, what they're kind of consisted of, and maybe you can figure out if it's something that you want to purchase. Now, the interesting thing is when I got this, I ordered it from, like I said, Dick's Sporting Goods, and it said it was going to ship after June 3rd. Well, it shipped like a day later, and I got it just a couple of days ago. And now when I look on all the different websites, Garmin says that it's a 3 to 5 week back order, and then Golf Galaxy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and some of the others don't actually even show this watch being available. It is important to note this is the 47mm version. There is a smaller, I believe 42mm in white and gray. So if you're somebody who does not want the big bezeled watch, you do have an option. The S62, there was never a smaller option. So for folks that wanted more of the not so massive screen, you now have an option, and that one does retail for $649.99. So it's just a little bit less expensive than than the new S70 47mm. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Again, I'm going to do a full review of this watch when I go play golf. I've already played a couple of rounds and I have some thoughts on it so far. I've used it as a smartwatch. I've used it to track my sleep. I'm going to put it through its paces and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And this way, hopefully, you can make an educated decision as to whether this watch is good for you, or maybe the S62 is still a viable option. Garmin does have a number of other smartwatches that work for golf. They have smartwatches that work for regular life that you can also use for golf. And then they have extreme options like the Mark Golfer, which is like a $2,600 watch. It's super cool, but completely unnecessary if you ask me. So, again, drop a comment, let me know what you think. If you have any thoughts on this watch so far, I've actually done I've done a short that I shared on social and a few others and got some comments that people don't think it's worth it. One other thing to call out is that in order to get, this does do green view, so I'll put up a picture of that, hopefully somewhere on the screen here, where it gives you the undulation and changes in the green, but you do have to pay the Garmin subscription cost, which ends up being around $100 a year. I pay monthly, and I want to say I pay $10 a month, but I also have the Garmin R10 launch monitor, so that subscription helps pay for the courses that I play on that. It gives me the different tracking and additional features that Garmin provides. I like that statistic and information, so for me it's worth it, but for you it may not be. It may be just additional cost that you might not want to incur, which is totally fine. So again, we hope this was helpful. If it was, hit that like. You want to subscribe, hit that bell, so when the videos come out with the full review, you'll be one of the first to see it. And share this video with your friends and with your family and your golf buds and pals. And we hope this was helpful. So between now and the next video, we hope you get out and play some golf. And as we say every week here at Bogey King Golf, you can still have fun, even if you're playing +1. So we'll see you next time, everyone. All right, later.